Hello, my name is Katie Brindle and I am founder of the Hayo'u method. Thank you so much for joining me today on my YouTube episode, which is going to all be about today, nephrite. Now, nephrite is one of our really premium products that we launched at the earlier end of last year and went a bit bonkers because nephrite is the most amazing crystal. Now, it is called the Empress Stone or the King of Healers for good reason. It's very rare and it's got the most amazing resonance to it. It feels absolutely intense but pure. It's got the sort of sensation of sort of rich dark chocolate. That's how it feels. And when you put it onto your skin, it just gives you the most sort of indulgent elixir-esque style of Gua Sha, because these frequencies that are held in the crystal then get rubbed into your skin as you practice your Gua Sha. So in the range we have, and what I'm going to show you today is the Beauty Restorer in Nephrite, the beauty oil which we're going to be using, and then I've got 3 other products here which I will show you, which are the Nephrite Precision, the Nephrite Compress, and the Nephrite Comb, all of which we can use in this nephrite facial. The most important you need to start with is the oil and the restorer. So we start with the oil. Now the oil is award-winning in its own right. It's the most fantastic oil used for Gua Sha because it is an oil which has been designed specifically to work with the crystals, rather than most beauty companies have just whacked the crystal into their range. Whereas most oils are designed to be easily absorbed by the skin, but you don't want the oil absorbed by the skin too quickly when you're about to massage it. You want the oil on the surface. So a couple of pipettefuls will do the trick. Just rub the oil to warm it up, enjoy the fragrance, and just gently press this beautiful oil onto the skin so that we can get started. Now, once you've done that, you take your Nephrite Restorer, and the first thing that we need to do is just do 6 sweeps down the throat, never here, down the side. Use your earlobe as the marker, either side. Now, what we're doing this is because we're relieving the congestion from the skin and from the lymphatic system that sits just here with the tonsils. It's really important to clean this area before we start. And then I just clean down the back as well, also very good for lymphatic flow. Also feels absolutely lovely, very good for tension. Often we find that we're storing a lot of tension up in our upper shoulders and the back of the neck. So just by using the Beauty Restorer in that area gives it a really lovely sensual feeling before you start on the face itself. Then we take the double end and we work along the jawline. Now remember, Gua Sha is a massage technique as much as it's anything else. And it's really important to recognize that what you're doing is you're relieving the irregularity of the blood flow from the stress response, because when we get stressed, the body takes the blood away from what it deems to be the peripheral organs, which are the digestion and the skin. So of course, when you're dealing with beauty, you could be putting the most expensive skincare on your face on a daily basis, but if you're then sitting at your desk being stressed, you're taking all of those benefits out of the skin and causing aging. Whereas when you're doing Gua Sha, you're rectifying that and allowing the blood flow to come up naturally to the surface of the skin, thus feeding it from the inside out. Now, once you reach the corner of the jaw like this, you can really use this double end to just massage between these jaw points here and these points just under here. This is a very nice hook for the face. It's a very nice sort of crossover point for the meridians and the blood flow and the muscles. So we just want to massage into there, and then we go up onto the sides and the cheek, under the eyes, just giving ourselves a really lovely unctuous facial. It just takes a couple of minutes of indulgence, feeling really good. Gently using the rounded edge at the top to just gently slide under the eyes like this, and then taking the double end and then scooping and sculpting up the side of the face, giving you a really lovely massage into those cheekbones and giving yourself a very nice contoured and defined cheek. And then over the brow, and voila. Now, once we've done the main facial with the Beauty Restorer, it's time to grab the Precision, which has got a much slimmer rounded edge, so that we can then just, first of all, press the tool over and under the eyes, feeling the lovely cool resonance of the crystal, especially this one. This nephrite crystal's got a very intense energy with it. You can feel it's like that going into the skin. It's really good. And then you can press stroke over the eyes like this. And under, really good for under eye lines and bags and crow's feet and hooded eyelids. And then into the nasolabial groove, like this. And over the lip lines like this. Really good for these lip lines that tend to sort of get around the mouth. And over the general moustache area as well, because this area often is very impacted by age and this lip starts to thin. So by stimulating all of the points over like this, you're plumping that area up. Now another thing you can do between the two is to take the end of the big restorer and put it into the mouth like this, so that you can then Gua Sha into these grooves like that. It's like you're treating it like an ironing board. It's really good for getting deep into the fascia and deep into the muscles of the face in a very profound way. Now, once you've tried the Gua Sha over the face with these two crystals, we then take the compress. Now, the compress is a different kind of massage technique. It's more like a mushroom in terms of its shape, and so therefore it lends itself to rather unctuous circular movements. So rather than press stroking, you're going sort of round and round and round. Now that is a very useful thing because energy moves in circles. It does in sort of spirals. It doesn't move in a straight line. So it's really lovely when you've got the compress that you can just gently round around the face like this, just compressing through. Feels absolutely lovely. Really good when you're getting into tight areas. Pressing into areas, especially like into the ear like that, has a very nice sensation. You've got a lot of acupuncture points in the ear, and the ear is indeed a reflex zone of the whole body, so just massaging the whole area with the compress is really good. First of all, it feels lovely, but second of all, it's got a wonderful benefit for the whole of the body. I then take the compress around the back of the ear like this, just working into lots of lovely pressure points, the cranial sacral points at the back of the neck. There's acupressure points all around here, and just use that to just ease and tease and unravel any kind of areas of tension at the back of the neck and around the side. That's very good. Can you see how that's kind of lifted the side of the jaw because I'm working more into this area here? So it's just a really nice feeling. And then around the face itself, you can then use that double aspect just here by massaging into the eyelids and the eyebrows. Oh, it feels so good. God, I can send myself to sleep. Now the last little thing that you can do with this lovely set is to just use the comb. Now of course the comb is brilliant for head combing. Now head combing is a fantastic technique which is designed to stimulate and to Gua Sha, just like I've been showing you on my face, Gua Sha into the follicles of the hair. Because by using the comb, you're going to stimulate in the same way the skin that sits underneath, just like you've been doing with your face Gua Sha. But the difference is you need the striations of the comb to get through your hair. Now the idea of the comb is that you're bringing the blood circulation up to the surface of the skin and feeding the hair follicles, which is one of the main reasons why our hair thins and we lose it as we get older, because these hair follicles are starved of their nutrient supply just like your skin is. So the first thing that you do with the comb is work into the hair itself. The other thing to say is that working into the hairline draws the sort of that lovely lift that we like in our faces. So when we look in the mirror and we're sort of going like that, going, oh, I wish I looked like this, but it doesn't. Well, it does, because when you work into the fascia, into the hairline, you're drawing the face up. So it's in your interest to really add the comb into your beauty technique and working into these areas just around the surface of the skin. But then you can take the comb itself and then you can just give it just a clean, because it's just been on my hair, and then just around and around and around, working, because the comb, because of its striations, are just working into any adhesions, any stuck tissue, anything that's lumpy and bumpy and not working very well. You just give it a very light, tender massage. You can normally feel when you're working over something, like here on me, it goes, and you can see that on my beauty here, that this is starting to kind of show this little bit here, as opposed to when I was younger. So when I'm working on the comb, I'm just going to work into, I don't know if you can hear that. It's a really good way to create definition into the jawline. And if you're not worried about getting your hair greasy, because obviously by this point you're mixing the comb into the face oil, then you just take that comb into the hairline again. And there you go. There is a very exclusive nephrite facial with my most unctuous crystal to date, which I absolutely love. That dark nephrite is one of the most divine crystals that I've ever met. That's why it's more expensive, but my goodness me, these crystals are worth it. They're one-off purchases and they really make a massive difference to how you look and to how you feel. So thank you so much for watching. Do please forward this to anybody that you think might benefit from this nephrite facial, and please press like if you've enjoyed the tutorial. Of course, also leave any questions that you would like me to answer underneath this post, and I'll be very happy to answer your questions. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you next week.